Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honor head apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone that rule well. And shalom, true brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we have found that number to be delivered. All right. So I just want to do a little contrast and comparison with Donald Trump and Nero. All right. And as we have been speaking about of late, all of the executive orders that Donald Trump has signed into office. And we really don't know what the executive orders are until we hear something on the news about what Donald Trump is now going to implement. All right. So one of the biggest things he put forth in his executive orders was the mass deportation of illegal immigrants, which consistently and constitutionally, not constitutionally, but consistently consists of the children of Israel, Israelites. All right, the Latin tribes, if you will. And they've been rounded up from A to Z, and they're still rolling. All right, and this is why you Latin tribes, you making yourselves look like jackasses, wearing shirts and T-shirts, Latinos for Trump, this, that, and the third, and he's hammering your asses up. And it's gonna continue, man. This thing is going to continue right up until the point where they're gonna start trying to round up the men of the Lord. All right, why? Because it's prophesied. So let's look a little bit into Nero. All right. So this is AI overview. It says Roman Emperor Nero persecuted Christians in 64 AD, blaming them for the Great Fire of Rome. Nero's persecution was a turning point in Christianity. All right. So again, what did Nero do? He blamed the Israelites for starting that fire, the fire of Rome. And the same thing's going to happen. There's going to be something that's going to pop off, and they're going to blame the brothers of Israel for the reason of this thing popping off, whatever it is. So again, we must be circumspect, and we must be wise on all angles. All right? Because it's going to happen. These devils are going to come down, having that great wrath, as the scriptures say, and we're going to get that. It's going to happen. All right? So it says, why did Nero persecute the Christians? Nero blamed the Christians for the fire to deflect blame from himself and to appease angry Romans. Now, let me go here. Let me go here. All right? It says, Architecture, Nero, Rome, History, 31 BC. Now, what buildings did Nero build? Now, understanding what Nero was about. Nero was, he was a playboy, if you will. All right? But one of the characteristics that he liked to do was he was like an entrepreneur, if you will, or a real estate mogul, because he liked to build buildings. So it says here, Domus Aurea, which is Latin golden house, was a vast landscape complex built by the Emperor Nero largely on the Opium Hill in the heart of ancient Rome after the Great Fire in 64 AD had destroyed a large part of the city. All right? So Nero was the one who primarily set the flame to this city that destroyed a great portion of Rome. To what? So he can build his lavish, empire, if you will. Now let me read a little bit of this. It says Nero appears to have been grandiose builder, right? He liked to make fly, big buildings, big arenas, Through a few of the buildings he constructed, Though a few, let me see where we at. Though a few of the buildings he constructed survived, early in his reign, he began building a gymnasium and bathhouse, which was used to stage the Narina. Although one can find reconstructions, these are highly speculative, and there is nothing left. All right. So again, the point being made is Nero liked to build buildings. Now, who else liked to build? Who else liked to build? Donald Trump, right? You know, he was all about, real estate, buildings, constructing, big elaborate, schemes or whatever. Let me see here. It says Trump Organization Luxury Real Estate. And this is the Trump Organization. Golf, commercial, hotels, residential, estates, realty, lifestyle, the world of Trump. All right? And likewise, you can also call it the world of Nero. So they both have the same sentiment. They like to build, they like to be on the forefront, they like to be flossy. All right? But more importantly here, it says Trump committed to rebuild LA after the fires. Now, did not Nero build Rome after the fires to his specifications? Now look, you have the President of the United States, these wildfires, again, fires, and here Trump is going to move right in to rebuild. Now we're looking into the realm of those 15-minute cities. All right? There's all types of other speculation about, this chick Carter, who said there was underground, tunnels and all this other shit. However it unfolds, Trump is right there at the forefront, looking to rebuild, just like Nero. Okay? So we're not ignorant to anything that's going on. Trump is really about to truly start showing more of his horns. They're about to stretch right out the top of his damn skull. All right? What else we got here? Let's check out Trump. Some more about Trump. It says, Trump signs executive orders to promote patriotic education in school. Now, the gist of what this is he's looking to eliminate some of the teachings in schools concerning, I'll say black history, if you will, or the treachery that the American, people have done to other nations. He's trying to eliminate all that and paint a pretty picture of himself in this so-called Making America Great Again. Let me open this up here. It says Trump orders preparation of Guantanamo Bay facility to house migrants. And who are the migrants are they referring to? What migrants? The Israelites. Let me see here. Let me see if we can let this. I don't know what. Let me see.
To President Trump, in addition to Stephen Miller, he just announced that he's signing an executive order to put 30,000 detention beds at Guantanamo Bay. I know, Mr. Homan, you talked about needing more beds, but how exactly would that work, and when do you expect it to open?
That is something that the White House is working on, to use resources that we currently have there at Guantanamo Bay. So we'll go through the process. The worst of the worst is where that could be utilized. So that potential is there. We know we need the infrastructure. We're going after these guys.
But who would run that? DHS or the Pentagon?
What you probably don't know, there's already a migrant center there. It's been there for decades. So we're just going to expand upon the existing migrant center.
How would the logistics work for that? How would you get migrants down to Guantanamo?
Fly with Guantanamo, postcard, they encounter people in maritime, they can take them straight to Guantanamo Bay. The worst of the worst, the significant public safety threats, we can fly them.
We're doing it. We're already doing it.
What is it? Just build it out. We're building it out.
So you get the gist. These devils, they're not afraid to admit it. All right, they're letting you know. We've had migrants there for years. You know? And I remember reading an article about how there was, people over there, Israelites over there, that were, somewhat, called citizens, so-called citizens, but because they had no resources or any help and people didn't know where they were, a lot of them just died over there. So this devil's truly showing his horns, man, on all angles. On all angles, man. You Jakes, you better be careful. You Latin tribes, you gotta be circumspect, because they'll hem your ass up, take you right there. And a good example of that is the 12 years a slave. That brother found himself in the very same situation. All right. So let's continue on with some scriptures. This is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And this scripture is very, very more prominent, more than ever before, because we're coming upon this time, and this is what Donald Trump is all about. All right, the Lord is going to give Donald Trump the authority, all right, to bring this great day upon us, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. The same thing with Nero. When you look at the history of Nero, he was doing the Israelites something dirty, man. Making sport, having them in arenas, putting them to death, making them a public spectacle, hanging them, lynching, doing all types of shit. This is what Nero was doing, and it's coming back around, but now it's going to be through Trump. All right. Here we are, the only group on the planet Earth, I'll say in America right now, but on the planet Earth as well, who are opposed to anything that has to do with the small hats that are roaming the earth. All right? There's no other group of people who are putting it out there as we put it out there. So now there's executive orders in place for what? Anti-Semitism. Right? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to try to put the screws to us. But it was prophesied. So we understand and we know how this is going to go down. All right? There's nothing new under the sun. 2 Ezra 16-71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." All right? Once they get that green light to come after us, they're going to come. And it's going to be only through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that hedge is put around us, that we may be saved out of these troubles, that we may be guided and protected. All right? Meanwhile, all you Israelites out there, the difference is, Lord willing, that hedge is going to be around us from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But you Jakes out there who are outside of this thing of ours, you're going to go through hell, man. You're going to catch wreck. You're going to get jammed up, man. And then it's going to be too late. A lot of you going to be screaming and crying, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It's going to be too late. The Lord's going to deliver you over to these devils, man. And you can never say you weren't warned. You can never say you didn't hear it. You can never say nobody told you. All right? The Lord has set his prophets up on the highways and byways. Even when things was first getting started out with the mass awakening, a lot of you had no desire to hear any part of this word. Going back to 2 Ezra 16 again, verse 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word. make you ready to the battle. All right. Also a future prophecy. We're being told to prepare ourselves for the battle. The time of Jacob's trouble that is coming is going to be a battle. It says, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Meaning no matter where you go, no matter what avenue you go down, you're going to be faced with these evils, man. So you got to be prepared for these evils. You got to be mentally prepared, spiritually prepared. All right? Venturing whatever location, wherever the Lord has us, venturing out, we got to be on the ball, man. And again, it's all in the hands of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai anyway. And this is why we're not afraid, to speak these things. We're not afraid to stand on the things that we speak, because we have our power with us. All right? But the evil is going to be as pilgrims upon the earth, meaning they're going to be everywhere. You ain't going to be able to escape it. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right? So there it is. He's going to have great wrath. And Donald Trump is going to lead that charge of that great wrath. He's going to be the head orchestrator to put these things in place. All right? He's going to give all these devils the green light without no restriction. You do as you see fit, and you do whatever you want to these people. All right? Concentration camps, Guantanamo Bay, all these places are going to be your new home if you survive. So again, take heed to the word of the Lord by the mouths of the prophets and the servants, that ye may be, protected in these upcoming trials and tribulations. Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. All right? So just like the time when Nero was in place, blaming Israel for the fires, persecuting Israel, putting Israel to death, all right? Those same tactics are coming back around, where they're going to start pointing the finger at the Hebrew Israelites. It's the black Hebrew Israelites. It's those guys over there. They're the ones that are saying, X, Y, Z. They're the ones that are saying it. And then it's going to be, go get them. But the Lord will raise that standard up. He will raise that hedge of protection up around us, Lord willing. All right? So being steadfast and being spiritual and keeping this thing, on the level of understanding what you're involved in and understanding what's coming. There's not going to be any light thing that's going to happen to us, man. So for you brothers out there who are truthful and sincerely in this thing and involved in this thing, may Yahweh Bashim Yahushai watch over and protect you. All right? But the devil's about to come down harder than anybody could ever imagine. So be on the ready, brothers. I say shalom.